Cancer, it's Marley from the Energy Boutique bringing you your December energy forecast. So we're coming into December still very much under this fire energy of Sag. And of course, as a water sign, this is bringing a little bit of heat, a little bit of steam, a little bit of passion, a little bit of desire back to your inner realm. And as we proceed throughout the month, you are definitely going to be hitting an all-time high as you reach the middle of your natal year. So coming into December, we have a different life lesson to kind of jump into, which is initiating brand new beginnings, especially after this eclipse season. We have on December 3rd, Neptune going direct at 22 degrees in Pisces. So over the last 5 months, we've definitely had some very tough love life lessons thrown at us, spiritual lessons, in order for us to be pushed to our limits, for us to realize new strength, new resiliency within us, for us to absorb different perspectives, different understandings in life in order to push us into our greatest power and into our highest selves. Now, it may have been a tough go. We definitely felt very disconnected from our realities. We had a hard time aligning with our intuition and really defining what it is that our dreams and our visions are. And now that Neptune is going to go direct, we will be feeling that shift, that push, that move forward. Now, this particular energy is going to be setting up in your 9th house. Neptune has been there for quite some time. Neptune, of course, being about dreams and soul self and endings and beginnings and fantasy. We are definitely seeing many of my Cancer friends kind of step away, become a little bit more introverted, really kind of take on the hermit role in order to realign, recalibrate those particular energies. This is going to be a reconnection of self where you are going to get a little bit more insight on what the path forward is going to look like for you, and definitely open you up to, I think, diving more into spiritual teachings, philosophy, if you will, and really getting a little bit more disciplined with that spiritual practice. On December 6th, we have Mercury, ruler of the mental plane, information, communication, moving out of Sag energy that brought us a lot of thoughts, a lot of very straightforward conversations, unfocused and scattered, mind you. We have Mercury moving into Capricorn, and let me just give you a heads up. Capricorn sits across from Cancer energy. This is your direct opposite sign. With all of these energies moving into Capricorn this season, you are going to find yourself at your halfway mark, your midpoint in your natal year. So having Mercury kind of set up in this Capricorn energy is going to be low and slow. It is a earth energy. We're thinking a little bit more methodically, logically, practically. We are looking to sort out and kind of cut away the bullshit, especially with your relationships. Why? Because this is illuminating your 7th house. This is your partnerships. This is how you share yourself with other people. And especially after eclipse season, many of my Cancer friends have seen relationships fall apart, disintegrate altogether, creating space for new like-minded people to actually move in. And Mercury being in Capricorn not only wants to kind of focus in on the details, focus in on what needs to stay, what needs to go, but getting very down to earth, very practical on the approach that we all need to take in order to set new goals, new ambitions for ourselves in the long term. On December 7th, we have the full moon taking place in Gemini at 16 degrees. We do have to kind of flash back to May and June of this year when we had the new moon in Gemini. That brought in new information, new choices, new decisions for us to kind of debate over. And this full moon is bringing this particular topic and theme absolutely full circle. Now, Gemini energy represented by the twins does have us kind of divided between our heart, between our head, between intellect, between intuition, and there is likely going to be a lot of information flowing in that is very triggering. Now, this is going to set up a stage for some very aggressive, very volatile type of expression, especially seeing how Mars, the god of war, is retrograde in Gemini energy also at 16 degrees. Now, this is going to be illuminating your 12th house of endings, of soul contracts, of intuition, of hidden thoughts, hidden emotions, hidden memories. This is the spiritual realm, if you will, your unconscious self. And having this pretty aggressive energy is likely going to push a lot of buttons, a lot of triggers, a lot of activations in order for you to stop biting your tongue, for start speaking your truth, and get a lot of that anger, that frustration, that agitation, that resentment out of your body. On the 9th, we have Venus, the goddess of love, the goddess of relationships, of money matters, of worth, of value, moving into Capricorn energy. Again, adding a little bit more intensity to this 7th house of partnerships and relationships. And of course, Venus rules over this particular energy in the 7th house anyways. This is a little bit of a flashback to this time last year when Venus moved into Capricorn, preparing to retrograde. Of course, we ushered in 2022 with her doing a little bit of a dance with the devil, Pluto himself, as we kind of stripped away the layers of the pain, of the trauma, of the suffering in order for us to have a little bit of an empowerment story. Venus being in Capricorn energy is very nostalgic, is very reflective. We want to make sense of the relationship dynamics that have popped off over the past year in order to present us with a, I'm going to say, better understanding in the here and now of what it is that we want to manifest for ourselves, especially where relationships are concerned, as we set our sights on a brand new year. That Capricorn energy is a manifesting energy. It is focused on the long term. It is focused on new value, new worth within ourselves. We are deeming some relationships unworthy of our time, our energy, our love, our attention. And of course, taking that energy and love and attention and pouring it into the relationships that we deem to be of worth and deem to be of value. On the 20th, we have Jupiter, the planet of growth, expansion, beliefs, blessings, moving back into Aries energy. So we have to rewind back to May of this year when Jupiter moved out of Pisces energy and jumped into Aries energy for the very first time. We didn't get a whole lot of time in this Aries energy before Jupiter went retrograde and crept back through the very beginning degrees of Aries. And of course, it dipped back into that Piscean energy. We just had Jupiter go direct in Pisces on the same day within hours of that new moon in Sag that we just had at the end of November. And Jupiter is giving us a redo by entering into Aries energy again. This is a time to re-identify who it is that we are, what it is that we want, the kind of opportunities that we're looking to manifest. Again, pushing the boundaries of our comfort zone. We need to grow. We need to expand our prospects. We have a new belief system within ourselves. We have a new identity that we're looking to put out in the world. And for my Cancer friends, this is illuminating the 10th house of career, of karma, of finances, of roles and responsibilities. And you best believe that there's a little bit of a boss up happening here that's going to work out much better than the boss up that we attempted to do back in May. On December 21st, we have the sun moving out of Sagittarius energy into Capricorn energy, again adding some intensity to the 7th house of partnerships for you. And of course, this triggers the winter solstice, which is a time to kind of move inward, a time to reflect, a time to kind of cut away what it is that we're no longer in alignment with. This is a time of rest, rejuvenation, regeneration that, of course, will carry us into 2023 and kind of put us in our winter season, our dark season, as we approach the brand new astrological calendar in April with Aries season. So again, Capricorn energy is an earth energy. It's low, it's slow, it's logical, it's practical, very focused on who we are taking with us in our new realities, in our new path, in our new plan. Now, a lot of the relationship dynamics have popped off for my Cancer friends, as I had previously mentioned, which means that we are getting down to earth. We are kind of cutting the cord. We are not as over emotional about some situations as we once were. We are looking to sort things out from a logical, practical standpoint, which means that we may be a little bit nostalgic, a little bit Debbie Downer, if you will, when it comes to our thoughts. However, we do need to speak very clearly, especially within some relationships where some situations have popped off, and we have to clear that air before actually moving into the new year. On the 23rd, we have the new moon taking place in Capricorn energy at 1 degree, again, in this 7th house. So 1 degree means we have a fresh, clean slate to actually work with. This is setting the tone for the next 2.5 years. We just had the new moon in Sag energy at 1 degree. This is the second moon event that we have at a 1 degree, which is highly suggestive that we're all collectively moving into new karmic chapters with new soul contracts. The fact that this is happening in the 7th house means that your long-term goal, your long-term focus, your long-term dream and vision has a lot to do with the people that you are currently surrounding yourself with and with the people that you are choosing to take with you. This is essentially you getting your energy back, you getting a grounded point of, I'm going to say, self-identity back, and you kind of manipulating the energy exchanges in your personal relationships so that it is fair and that it is balanced. Also on the 23rd, we have Chiron, the wounded healer, going direct in Aries energy. We have done a lot of healing. There's been a lot of wounds be exposed. We've done a lot of healing on those wounds. And now with Chiron going direct, we're going to be able to move forward, taking into consideration what it is that we've learned, the wisdom and the knowledge in order to actually heal ourselves and address our own issues. And we are going to be able to move forward. Now, this does kind of bring in a new chapter of rebuilding who it is that we are. This is an identity crisis, so to speak, and we are stepping into a brand new, powerful version of ourselves. You're going to see most of these life lessons, these challenges connected to your career, connected to karmic chapters, where roles and responsibilities, your reputation is concerned, and where it is that you are kind of set out in finding some safety, some security, some stability in your life, especially where the home and the family dynamic is concerned, and where finances coming in from the career are directly impacting those family dynamics. The last thing we have on the go is on the 29th. We have Mercury going retrograde. Yep, in Capricorn energy, and yep, in this 7th house for you. We will be entering into 2023 with Mercury being retrograde, which is going to be hella nostalgic. We have to look back. We have to take into account all that has transpired over this past year. And for you, there is a huge intensity, a huge illumination on this partnership dynamic, on this relationship dynamic, how it is that you're sharing yourself out into the world with other people. Many of my Cancer friends like to kind of involve themselves in other people's lives, trying to take care and nurture them back to a state of health and wellness, all in a guise of distracting themselves and depleting their own energy so that they don't have to work on themselves. That is going to be a thing of the past as we move into 2023, where the energy exchange needs to be balanced once again so that you are doing just as much work on yourself as you are pouring into other people. Mercury going retrograde, of course, is going to have us very reflective, very nostalgic, reviewing, reanalyzing, revising, re-editing where our relationship dynamics got off to the wrong foot. Again, where it is that you've given your power away, where it is that you've taken on too much energy of the people that you surround yourself with, and where it has led to a little bit of an identity crisis that you are currently having to repair. So some of the things that I would like for you to focus on as you move throughout the month of December, the universal guides are showing me 2 9s, which is pretty indicative that you are coming to an ending of a cycle where you are stepping away from the social scene in order to align with your higher self, to explore the hobbies, the interests that you are looking to dive into from here. And of course, education in the spiritual realm and philosophy realm is at the highest point of interest. There is a little bit of a indicator that you are finding yourself in a brand new environment where you are having to rebuild, restabilize, reorganize, and restructure some of the elements in your physical realm, especially where the impact of having lost friendships, lost romantic partnerships fall away from you. There is a clean slate, a void, if you will, that you're not quite sure what to do with as of yet. But as you move into 2023 and gain a little bit more power and stability within your own self, you will be piecing together a better, stronger reality that is actually more in alignment with your heart and soul's purpose. Now, there is this indicator here that you should be, again, kind of focusing your energy on yourself. There is this tendency for my Cancer friends to constantly be giving all of their power away to other people and then find themselves overwhelmed, depleted, a little bit resentful, feeling a little bit guilty that you have the kind of, I'm going to say, not so nice thoughts and feelings towards those that you love for not pouring into you the way that you so easily pour into them. This is time for you to take a step back, for you to get realigned with your higher self, for you to put the pieces back together and really identify who it is that you are now and who it is that you desire to become. There does feel like there is going to be a shift, especially with this Capricorn energy really intensifying your experience. There is going to be a very abrupt shift, especially when we move into Capricorn season and have that winter solstice be triggered, especially where this is your opposite energy. It is going to feel very grounding. However, it will likely feel like a little bit of a shake-up, a little bit of a wake-up to your physical realm, to your routines, to your relationships, and to your money matters in order to kind of see where the foundation that you've built over this past year is either not strong enough to house the next phase, the next chapter of your dreams, or where the pieces need a little bit more attention to be strengthened in order to actually support you in moving forward. So Cancer, I hope that you have a beautiful December, a beautiful holiday season, no matter how it is that you choose to celebrate. I hope that you are cleaning the slate and cutting the ties with your energetic past in order to prepare for a brand new adventure as we move into 2023. I'm sending you nothing but love, and we'll talk to you soon.